Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I am starting the first reading vlog in September. So that means it is the first reading vlog for the Magical Readathon. As I am sitting here filming, I am aware that I have not put up my TBR for this month. I need to film it, to be honest. And I plan to. I have pretty much picked all of my books bar the one that I need to get a friend who doesn't usually read to pick, and I need Jack for that. So hopefully I can get that footage tomorrow or later this week so it can go up on Thursday. And then I can film my wrap up, because I did so well in the month of August reading wise. I'm so proud of myself, as I should be, as anyone should be. But personally I set out to do my best reading month page count wise, and I achieved that by a mile, I think. I just need the table. I was one book short off of my best reading month book wise, but page count was more important to me for this month, so I smashed it. I'm very, very happy with myself, and I would like to try and continue that momentum. Now, I don't know if it will happen. I do have a fair few books on my TBR though for this month. I have got, how many prompts? Let's have a little look, shall we? Because, like I said, I haven't actually told you what I'm reading yet, so. But I'm going for Demonologist. I have managed to read all but 2 books. Really isn't that much. But I have an aim. I don't know if I'm going to do it. So I would really like to actually finish, this won't count for Magical Readathon, but this is Grace of Kings. I started it months ago. I want to finish it. And in order for me to carry on with one of the other prompts that I want to pick for this readathon, I need to finish this, because I kind of want to read the sequel to this month as well. Now, is that a good idea to read this, Legacy of Light, and Wall of Storms all in one month? Possibly not, because they are not the smallest books in the world. I'm over halfway in this now, which is like 330 pages, but there are still, well, it's 618 pages, so there's still a fair few pages to get through before that is done. And then obviously Wall of Storms is actually bigger than that, which is fun, but that would mean then that I finish Conjuration, which is the only course that I'm actually carrying on with out of the 2. So the 2 that I didn't complete was Conjuration and Shapeshifting. Technically I'm not doing Shapeshifting for the Autumn Equinox, so we can just cross that one off and come back to it at some point. But I have had a little shuffle around, because I've got to read a 5-star prediction. I did have a different book picked, but then I remembered that I actually need to read this. So this is actually going to be my 5-star prediction, which is my first read for the readathon and also for Spells and Incantations. So this is what I'm picking up today. I didn't read anything yesterday. Yesterday we went to 66 Book Club, which is like a massive book warehouse down south. And I enjoyed it. I had a good day. I waited in a 3.5-hour queue to get in, and I came out with like 16 books, which is great, don't get me wrong. I think it's quite funny, because 66 Book Club is massive, right? The warehouse itself is massive, but also like the hype it's got from BookTok and wherever is also immense. But it's quite funny when you walk around and you're hearing other people talk about this book club, and it's fantastic. But obviously they say they don't have the newest releases, and they don't, to an extent, but I did find some newer books in there. I will do a haul for you, just not right now. And I do have some footage from it, which I will put here so you can have a little look. But 66 Book Club it's a warehouse. Massive warehouse. They had endless supplies of kids books, which was fantastic. It'd be perfect to go to for Christmas. There is a Christmas shop section downstairs. Everything is obviously muddled in together because it is so busy. They let people, obviously there's a lot of people in there at all times until it starts to quieten down. It was hot in there. And I did hear a fair few people being like, there's just nothing here that I wanted, or there's not as much here as I thought that I would want here. There was so much popular romance books there that I saw though. Like, I saw the Chloe Brown books. Is the author Chloe Brown? No, that's the character, isn't it? Like, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and then one of the sister books I saw the Dating Dr. Dill. I saw, what else did I see? I don't know. Other things. There was loads of like thriller books, like Harlan Coben, I think that's how you say their name. Massive shelf full of their stuff. And there was fantasy books there. There wasn't a lot of fantasy books. I just feel like there never is a lot of fantasy books, you know, like in the perspective of the warehouse. But it is very much like you've got to search for your own stuff, which I was cool to do. I think I would have been happier to search more if I wasn't as hot. I was so hot yesterday. But yeah, walked out with 16 books. I walked out with a couple of presents for my sister, which is great. And it was a good time overall with my friend and her boyfriend and his friends, and getting to know them. And I took Jack, and it was a good time. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the day out. Will I be going again anytime soon? I don't know, because it is almost 2 hours away from where I live, and we stood around for 3.5 hours. We got there at like 9. That's after parking our cars on the side of a road. Like, you know, got there for 9, waited 3.5 hours, got in almost 1 o'clock-ish. Yeah, then you get a safety briefing. So it's a long time, but there is an Aldi up the road, so we, like a group, went off to go to Aldi and all that, and it was good fun. But today I went back to work for the first time in 4 days, trying to tie up loose things from what happened while I was off, and then for the show, which is stressful, and we're going to on Sunday. But now it is time to go downstairs, cook tea. I'm just waiting for this video to export so I can upload it, because it's just like sat on 95%, and it doesn't usually take this long to export. It's not even a long vlog. Last week's vlog was not very long at all. And yeah, I'm going to be picking up Legacy of Light so that I can have this ready to go for whenever we decide to do the live stream. So that's the plan. I like how Victor's right at the top again, and he's back. But yes, I'm excited to read that. This is stuck at 95% for goodness knows what reason. And this will go live at some point. So I'll leave this here. I'm gonna go cook some tea and then do some reading. Talk to you tomorrow. Maybe I'll have some updates. It is Tuesday and it is 10 to 10. I'm sat here because the live stream for TBR Quest, the final one where we find out who has won, is tonight. And if I go anywhere else but this seat for the next hour, I will fall asleep. So we are staying here, and I thought I would come and do a little quick catch up. Haven't read an awful lot. I've read a little bit of Gideon. I got sent home from work today because I had such a bad headache. And the annoying thing is that it isn't even the worst headache I've ever had. It was just not allowing me to sit and concentrate at work, and it was not, see, it wasn't pleasant. So yeah, I got sent home from work this afternoon, got home about 20 to 3 and then slept until 5:30. Now I feel still ropey but better, so I'll be back in work tomorrow, and hopefully the same thing doesn't happen again, because this happened on Monday as well. Monday I woke up, I had a really bad headache. It went in the afternoon, but yeah, we'll see. I tried to listen to some of Gideon today. Didn't get very far. I think I may have listened to half a chapter, if that. And I'm still so confused. I know that I've seen a couple of comments from when I mentioned this last week of people saying, like, you're meant to be confused, and Esme especially said that when she read it the first time, she scored it quite low, and then she went back and reread it, and then kind of fell in love with the series, which is fantastic. So for me there is hope, and I'm just kind of hoping that that sticks for me. I did start Legacy of Light. I do kind of want to sit here and read a little bit if I can. I'm not that far in at all, but I would love to actually, if my head allows me to, I'd love to try and just get this completely done before I go away, because I leave for Amsterdam on Sunday, and I would love to not have to take this with me, so I can take something different, because I have got many things to read this month, and I still am yet to actually film my TBR video. Maybe tomorrow, if all is well, Jack is off, I can get him to pick a book, and then I can film the rest of my TBR. I'm also part of an actual in real life book club now, which is going to be pretty fun, I think. And they started last month, and they read Addie, what is it called? The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I've already read that, so I didn't take part last month, and they did like a little meet up at the weekend that, I just scratched myself, I couldn't go to, unfortunately, because I was already busy on that weekend. But one of the girls has made these little books. How cute is this? This is so cool. I'm not nearly this creative, but it's got like the whole 9 yards in it, really. Like the title, the author, spice level, rating, how many tiers, that won't get used for me, number of pages, notes, and then like we can take this to every meeting and just use this to remember like thoughts and stuff, which I think is so clever and so creative. I wish I was this creative. I really do. That's so cool. So Jack brought that home because he works with a couple of the girls that are in the group. So yeah, he brought that home for me. Because like I said, I missed the first meeting. So the book for this month is actually God Killer, which I've been meaning to read for a while. I did start a while ago, and I'm going to be annoyed if I enjoy it, because I don't think I'll be able to get my hands on the pre-edition of the sequel, because people don't really sell sequels separately, unfortunately, which sucks, but we'll see what happens. I might not enjoy it. Who knows? So yeah, I also need to read that this month. So the books that I need to read this month are rapidly increasing now that I have, obviously, that It's All About Fantasy read along that I do with Lisa, this book club, and then my buddy reads with Kate. That's 3 mandatory reads a month, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna enjoy it. It is odd because I am yet to do anything bookish in person like this, so I am nervous, but that's okay. Like, we can do things that make us nervous. But yeah, otherwise I don't really have any proper reading updates. Like, I can't really tell you much about Legacy of Light. It's the 3rd book in a trilogy. I can't tell you anything about this book because that will spoil the other ones. I am still working on the vlog. I haven't actually started the vlog bit for this book. I really should, but I don't know if I'm going to do that today or if I'm going to wait to get like a little bit further in. But I can say it is officially Gilmore Girls season. I have got episode 1 on my laptop playing now, waiting for this live show. And if I want to read, I'm going to read. And if not, I'm just going to watch Gilmore Girls and get back into that, because it's Gilmore Girls season and I want to. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick update because I realised that last week I literally updated you 3 times, and the third time was literally just on the final day being like, here's my wrap up. So I don't want to do that. I also know that I need to finish this vlog probably on Saturday in order to get it up and like edited and scheduled and stuff for Monday, because I will not be taking my laptop with me away. I'll take my camera. We are going to do a week in Amsterdam, so you'll see a hotel room. As always, maybe I'll get some snacks, I don't know. I do know that on Monday my manager is going out with his friend, and he's very kindly invited me to go along as well. He said he doesn't mind, but I think I will probably just stay at the hotel and do some reading. It'll be the second night away, so maybe I'll do some reading, get an early night, I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But I did think it was very nice that he invited me along. He didn't have to. And I will not be going to crash his friendship meetup. But it's nice to be invited, you know. So yeah, we will do we've still got the rest of this week. I need to pack. And I think I'm going to Merry Hill on Saturday, which is actually probably a good thing, because it'd probably be good to get some things from Primark. I'm also going on the hunt for the Beetlejuice collection. Any Halloween stuff from Primark, because every time I go it's never there, but we're in September now so it should be there. But yeah, I'm going to leave this section here and I will come back and talk to you tomorrow, and hopefully I'll actually have like more of an update, and hopefully I don't get another headache tomorrow, because I am really done with having them. See you then. Hello, happy Friday. I did not talk to you yesterday. There's not like a lot to update you on, if I'm completely honest. I would love to have so much to update you on and say I've read so much. I really have not. I have been slipping massively, and that's ridiculous, because if you've seen my latest TBR video, I have got thousands of pages to read, and this week I am dedicating to Legacy of Light. So I am over 100 pages now, which is still not a lot comparing the other 600 plus pages that I've got to read. So and I don't want to take this away with me, and I'm not going to. So I don't really know what book we're going to take away with us currently, as I'm thinking about it, because I have realised that a lot of the books that I've put on my TBR, if you have not seen, I'll link it up here, go and check it out, are my special editions that I don't really like travelling with, just in case they get a bit damaged. And that being said, most of them are special edition hardbacks, so the only ones that I can really travel with is this, The Final Empire, or The Fear of Moncroy. And as much as I keep saying I'm not going to take this with me, I'm now sat here going, why not, when I'm dedicated to it? And I'll be taking my Kindle as well. None of these books, I think, are on my Kindle. Joy of joys. I would love to take The Grace of Kings with me, but again, it's such a special edition and it's like number 2 in the print run that I do not want to take that anywhere outside of this house. So it's still being read, but I don't want to take it out. So I think I'm going to end up taking Legacy with me. There is no way in heck I'm going to finish this between today and tomorrow. I've had a slight change of plans. My friend is actually coming over as well today, which is going to be great. And we're going to do movies and potentially, and either way we're doing takeout, but I don't know where we're going, because there is one drive-through place that we've been seeing everywhere in Birmingham, but I'm not sure if we're going to go. I need her to check, basically, because she's a vegetarian, and when I had a quick look at the menu, they have some amazing desserts, but there's not a lot of vegetarian choice, so I just want her to be happy with what she's going to be eating, and then we can go from there. And then tomorrow we're going to go to Merry Hill in Birmingham, because I am on the hunt still for Halloween stuff. The Halloween shop has just opened in Merry Hill, which is just like a massive, I think it's going to be more scary stuff and potentially overpriced tat as well. which is not really my vibe for Halloween decorations. I also don't have like a front garden or yard or anything, so I couldn't get anything to put out front, and if I did put anything out front, I think it wouldn't stay out front for very long. I think it would go walking away very easily, just because of how open we are on our road. But I want to have a look anyways, and I want to go to Primark because I'm on the hunt for the Beetlejuice stuff. I want to have a look at it in person because the Beetlejuice pyjamas look cool, but they look like they're going to be a bit of a weird material, and I do have an aversion to some materials. So we're going to see what they're like. Or we might just get the fully branded pyjamas, maybe. That's also an option, but the socks look ace. So I think I definitely would be keen on the socks. That'd be cool. But yeah, and also if they've got any of the Halloween blankets and stuff, because when we went last month, they'd got some stuff out, but not all of it. And now that it's actually September, I'm hoping they'll have the blankets and stuff that I've been seeing everywhere. Because I know they're in Birmingham, but I do not want to go into Birmingham. For a multitude of reasons. The main being where I park is a trek, but I park there because I can get there for free. And I don't want to pay to park in Birmingham because it's expensive. So yeah, but Merry Hill is free, and I think I might also have a quick look in the Bath and Body Works part of Next too, just to see if they've got any of the Halloween stuff, because I'm interested. I really am. Maybe this will be the weekend where I have too much things that I want to spend my money on and not enough money, rather than the other weekend where I had so much money. I'm broke. But I had set aside Halloween money and I couldn't find anything. Always the way, I think. And also maybe we'll pop into Waterstones as well, because it would be rude not to, wouldn't it really? I am waiting on my copy of The Gods Below, the new Andrea Stewart book, but I've got it pre-ordered, but it's not dispatching or anything, so I have no idea what's going on with that. And I'm like, oh, do I sit and I'm gonna sit and wait for it. I'm gonna be good, because unless they have like any signed editions in the store, which I'm not sure if they will, but that's because I just can't keep spending money. And also, I'm not going to read it right away, so if it doesn't come until I come back from Amsterdam, like, that's also kind of fine. But I think the way we're going, this is going to have to come on my travels with me. Which is fine. Do not get me wrong. It is completely okay for this to come with me. I just had hoped I would be further in it, really. And also, I should really do a haul of what I got at Book Club 66, because I never actually showed you what I got. So let's go set up downstairs and I will show you what I got. It's the same day. It's still Friday. I have changed. I've had a quick shower before my friend comes round, because I felt very warm putting the bed up, down. She's staying over tonight, so I have put down the spare bed. I've gone all out. We've got the topper, we've got the pillows, we've got the duvet. No sleeping on the couch here, but I promised you a 66 book club haul, because I've already included the footage of which I got, which is terrible, might I add. It is terrible. But like I said, I got like 16 books, but I got 2 of them for my sister, so I'm not going to show them because they're for younger kids. And the rest I'm going to show you. So if you don't know about 66 Books, it's a massive warehouse. I can't remember how much detail I went into before, but it is a wonderful place to go for a day out. However, now the queues are ridiculously long. I'm quite glad we went on the day we did, although we stood in that queue for like 3.5 hours, which to many people, especially people who are not bookish, would not understand, or people who don't have hobbies that include having to queue for things, which I completely understand. They don't get it. It was still a good day out, but 3.5 hours is a long time. It's like almost 2 hours away from here, so we left gone 7, got down there, the parking was bonkers, and then stood in the queue for 3.5 hours. It was brilliant. But I did find some good things. It is as well a lot it's a lot, and even I was stood there getting very overwhelmed because I just forgot how many shelves this place has. And I was like, oh, it's kind of like Hay-on-Wye, like stuff is loosely grouped, but it's not. It's got so much bigger since the last time I went, and it was just absolutely bonkers. I'm going to show you this first. Jack found this. This is an advent calendar, which is so cool. So if I take it out, I've taken this out of the plastic so many times, but I'm just trying to keep it from being, you know, scratched or anything. Nightmare Before Christmas, look at this artwork. How insane is that? And then on the back, we have the trick-or-treaters. And then when you open it up, how cool! It's a tree. And on the inside, there's like little doors, which all have little, oh gosh, all have little paper ornaments in that you hang on the tree. So I will be opening that obviously as we get closer to Christmas. That was the only one we saw. Jack saw it out of the corner of his eye, took me back to where it was and was like, look how cool that is. And I just immediately picked it up and went, that's coming home with me. I want that, regardless of how much money it was. I also got a couple of cookbooks because apparently we're going to try and be those people. I got the Burger Kapow, which has got 100 tasty recipes, all obviously for burgers, which is very cool. It's just like different ways to cook, I suppose, like different burger ideas that I would not think of, which is gonna be fun. There's burgers in here that, as with every recipe book, there are things in here that I will not touch, like salmon burgers, but there's like black and blue burgers, which is like black pepper and blue cheese dressing. There's obviously normal burgers, so you can home make them. Just thought that was nice, fun and different. And then the other one I got because Jack loves Waggers, and we got Wagamama Your Way. I will say these recipes, they do need, they look like they need a lot of stuff, but probably in the grand scheme of things, once you've got all the, you know, like marinade-y stuff and the spices and the vinegars and that, you probably don't need to buy an awful lot, just the fresh stuff, you know? I don't know, but it's gonna, I think it's gonna be fun. I am intrigued to try at least something. I'm pretty sure there's a katsu recipe in here as well somewhere. There must be somewhere. And there's granola and pancakes. I don't even know what sort of pancakes they'd make in here. Let's have a look. Obviously I did so much research. Katsu stack, that sounds interesting. Where's the, ooh, apple and goji berry souffle pancakes. Can't really eat apple, but they look nice. I also don't know where I buy goji berries from, but again, sounds like fun. And now we're on to the books. So I was trying to be really mindful, as the kids say now, but in all honesty I was trying to be really mindful, is a very good word actually, for what books I was going to pick up and bring home, because I could go into this warehouse and just buy anything and everything and be like, oh well, I've never tried that, so I want to try that because it's 70% off. And I was trying very hard to only buy books I actually knew of, so that's what I did. I think I've got one book that I've never heard of in this pile, but otherwise I know what I've got. So first up we've got Ready Player One and Ready Player Two, obviously books 1 and 2. This originally came out, I've seen the film but I've not read the book. I want to read the book, and then I haven't heard great things about the sequel, but I thought I might as well just buy them both while they're there, which is fun. I know that Ready Player One is everyone lives on Earth but escapes into some virtual reality, and there's a quest or a, I can't remember if it is called a quest. Is it a quest? Contest. Wrong wording. But there is a contest to find something. And it's in the year 2044. And everyone spends many hours plugged into the Oasis. So that's book 1 and book 2. I've got no idea what is in book 2, but you know, I got those first. I then found quite a few books that I have meant to get to that I've heard a lot about and are classics, but I didn't want special editions of them, or I just didn't want to spend my Waterstones points on them. Does that make sense? Like, because they are 70% off, I thought, well, now is the perfect time to try them or buy them so I can try them and add them to my shelf. So the first one for that is This Is How You Lose the Time War. I've heard so many things about this book. It is, you know, I remember Illumicrate doing their special editions where you got 2 copies of it, which never made sense to me in the slightest. So yeah, I got this. I know that the 2 characters in here communicate via letters through time. I was about to say space, but it's not, it's time. And then their letters become romantic. It's not a very big book, so I thought, why not? I know that a lot of people speak highly about it, and also one of the guys that I was actually with who came told another guy I was with on this trip that he had to read it, and I was like, well, you know, I will also take feedback from real people I know who read. Another classic that I actually picked up that I've been seeing everywhere meaning to read is The Last Unicorn. I don't know a lot about this. I know it's a modern fairy tale. It's rated as one of the 100 greatest fantasy novels of all time by The Time. That's about it. I thought, why not? Why not? I was also on the lookout, because they seem to have a lot of these like classic fantasy books, I was on the lookout for The Green Rider. They had one of the sequels to it, but they didn't have the first book, which was a little bit frustrating, which is another thing about, you know, these warehouses. They are literally just warehouses full of books, and they'll have some stuff and they won't have others. They did have a lot of sequels as well, I noticed, so sometimes it was hard to find book 1 in things if like a series interested you, or if you wanted to buy a series. And then some series they had all of the books, and a good example of that is Time's Combat by Deborah Harkness. So this is one of the books in the All Souls. There's 3 books in the All Souls trilogy, then this came out, and then I know there's another one coming out as well. I need to read the 3rd and final book. This was one of those series that actually 66 books had all of them. They had all 3 books on the shelves, which was amazing. And yeah, I spotted this in my friend's basket, and then I went searching for it and I found it. So I can't really tell you a lot about this. I think this is from a different character's point of view, which is quite interesting, and I'm excited to read it, but I need to finish the last book first before I dive into that, just in case I get any spoilers, because I don't want them. And then this is a duology that I saw in Hay, but I don't think they had both, or maybe they did. I can't remember. But it's Metro 2033 and Metro 2034. I know there's a game based on this. Jack knows the game, I do not. This is a claustrophobic world where hope is scarce and despair reigns supreme. So as far as I know, everyone lives in like this giant, what is it called, like a bunker, I suppose. It's the biggest air raid shelter ever built, and it's humanity's last refuge. It is a world without a tomorrow, with no rooms for dreams, plans, hopes. Feelings have given way to instinct, the most important of which is survival at any price. Obviously there's going to be a whole heap of things that go wrong in this, but yeah, I picked up books 1 and 2 because I was like, well, they're both here, I might as well. Then I've got 2 more that I have seen a lot about. I've just never picked them up. The first one being Mexican Gothic. This is a little bit out of my usual reading genre picks that I do, but I have seen this everywhere and so many people talk about it that I do want to actually give it a go. We're coming into the spooky season. I thought now would be a perfect time to actually read it. It's following our main character Naomi, I think is how you say her name, and she gets a letter from her cousin, and her cousin is asking her to come and help her. She's just been married off, and when Naomi goes to see her, like the house that she's staying in is really odd or something. Yeah, so that's another one that I've heard a lot about. It is a little bit out of my, you know, remit usually, but we'll see how we go with that. And then the other one that I've heard a lot about is an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green. I've seen this spoken about a few times actually. Been a while since I've seen it spoken about, but I have seen it spoken about. And this is following our main character April May, who stumbles across a giant sculpture. It's like 10-foot tall transformer dressed in samurai armor, and she records a video and posts it to YouTube and then goes to sleep. And when she wakes up, she finds out that this video has gone viral. These statues that she nicknames the Carls have appeared in dozens of cities all around the world. So they need to figure out what the Carls are and what they want from them before it's too late. I saw this in hardback ages ago, I think, and I didn't buy it. I was thinking about it, but I didn't. And now I'm like, well, sounds like a good time to try this one as well. Why not? Why not? Got two more. This first one is completely out of left field. I saw it on the shelf, liked the cover, heard of Anthony Ryan, realised it was book one, which is always a win in my eyes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know anything about it. It's a debut. No, marks the debut of a major new talent in epic fantasy, and it's also blurbed by Fantasy Book Critic. So, you know, I had to pick it up because I know them. Which is very, very cool. But yeah, I don't want to know a lot about this going in. Born for battle, bred for war. Book one in the Raven's Shadow. Because why not? And then the final book that I bought for myself, Blade of Dream by Daniel Abram. So this is book 2 in the Kithmar trilogy, and I have been umming and ahhing about buying this hardback edition because I have not read book 1. I literally found this abandoned on a shelf. It's a little bit dented, but it is fine. It will still be perfectly loved on my shelves, and it's also not the worst. It's not in the worst shape of the books on my shelves, if I'm completely honest, which is sad to admit. But I have no idea what the first book is about. I haven't read the first book, but I thought 70% off for the first, not that, 70% off for the sequel in hardback that I've been umming and ahhing about buying means I should probably just buy it. So that's what I did. I bought it. Hopefully I'll get to these soon. I don't know when the third one's coming out. This was released last year, so maybe the third one's coming out next year. And yeah, there you go. There is my 66 books book haul. Some very exciting things to read and to, you know, have on the shelves. I'm excited to start reading all of these books. Not the cooking books though, because obviously they're not really like, I'm not going to sit and read them. I'm going to flip through them when I want inspiration for what to cook for tea, which is also fine. But yeah, that is it. I have a slight update on reading today. I have not picked up Legacy of Light. I am reading Bonesmith. Don't know why, just picked it up. Wanted something different. This is the joy of me. But at least I picked up something that I was already reading. And then I actually did check, and there's still copies of the sequel for Bonesmith on Fairy Loot, so I want to read a little bit more, see if I'm into it, and then I might buy the sequel so they match. And also I did find that the unsigned special edition of Sunbringer is still available on Illumicrate. I don't care if it's signed, I really don't. I just want the edges to match. Oh, I know I have a problem. Anyways, that is all for this little clip. I'm going to leave this here. I'm probably not going to talk to you again because my friend should be on her way at some point. I don't know when. And then tomorrow I will wrap this up so that it can be edited and uploaded before I go away on Sunday. Then I'll start a new vlog on Sunday, but at least you'll have something to watch on Monday. I also have not filmed the wrap up that I wanted to film today. Just haven't. Good going for me. But, you know, it is what it is. If I get 2 videos up next week, I do. If I don't, I don't. I'm trying not to put that pressure on myself, but I am enjoying vlogging again. So at least there's still like some consistency, you know? And I know that it takes 30 minutes to film a video, but sometimes you don't have all of the want in the world, and that's fine. Completely fine. At least I'm reading. That's my main focus. But yes, I'm gonna leave this here. Come back and talk to you tomorrow. Maybe I'll get some B-roll from being at Merry Hill. That would be fun. Trying to up the B-roll. Not very good at it because I do it on my phone, not on my camera. Don't like traveling with my camera. Well, you know, out and about in the real world. But yeah, this is it. This is it. I'm babbling. I'll see you later. Hello. I am here to wrap up this video. It's so dark and dreary, and it's only 6:20. This is bonkers. We're getting into autumn though, guys. We are making it. We are making it there. But it is Saturday. I am back. I have been out. I will overlay some footage that I got. Ignore my messy car of the drive-through that we went through last night, which was so cool and different, I think. So in Birmingham there's this place called Chai Garden, and it is a drive-through restaurant. You put your hazards on to order. They will come over and give you a menu if you want one. Then you put your hazards on. When you're ready to order, they'll come take your order and then obviously bring the food to you, and you'll sit in your car and eat it, or drive away should you wish to do whichever option. We decided that we were going to just sit outside of the restaurant because it was like 40 minutes from where I live in rush hour traffic. When we came back it wasn't so bad, but when we headed out it was long, and it was actually very close to where it's on the next road over from where I went with my mate when she came to Birmingham. I knew I'd seen it. I knew I'd seen the sign. And yeah, the food was great, as you would have seen from the clip. We got burgers. My friend's a veggie, so she got the vegan chicken burger. I got the smash burger. There is some sauce on that burger that just made it so hot. Don't know what they put in it. It was so hot. And then I also got chips, and she got like chili cheese nuggets, and I got jalapeno things. I can't remember if they were called bites, whatever, but it's basically like a whole jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese and deep fried. And her chili cheese nuggets were great as well. And I got the nicest Oreo Oreo milkshake that I've had in the longest time. It was so good. And then we were going to get donuts, but they unfortunately didn't have any donuts because the machine was broken. So instead I got Jack a brownie and me like school cake, which is essentially just like sponge, icing and sprinkles, which was still, I feel like it sounds really simple, but if you cannot make it and you do not make sure that it is like, you know, spongy and not dry, then that ruins the whole thing. But if you can make it well, it's fantastic, and it was so good. And my friend got Lotus waffle sticks, which were quite cool as well. But yeah, loved that, enjoyed that, good food. Then we came back here and we watched, what did we watch? I only watched it last night. Oh, Corpse Bride, and we watched The First Addams Family. And then Jack came home really late. My friend stayed over, and then we got up this morning and we went to Merry Hill. I didn't really get any B-roll. We went into Waterstones. I actually had a mooch for a change, which was really nice. I didn't buy anything, but I did have like a look. There's a couple of things that I've got on my radar that if I see them in good condition I will buy. Like I was looking at Kings of the Wild. Unfortunately all the bottom of it was like proper scuffed, like as in like the pages were all like kind of ripped and crushed at the bottom, which not ideal. And then I was looking at some other Brandon Sanderson books as well, like the standalones that he's written. Like I said, didn't buy anything. Got some new jeans though, and I did get some Beetlejuice socks because the pyjamas that we actually did like, they didn't have in our size, which sucks. But overall it was a really nice day. Had a nice day out, and I am now pretty much packed to go away tomorrow. I've got my passport. I need to pack you so you can come with me, which is why I'm filming this clip now, so I can edit this and upload it for Monday, and then we'll start a new vlog tomorrow evening when I get to Amsterdam. Well, I get to Amsterdam for like 10 or something, leave Birmingham at 8, which is gonna be fun, and then I'm gonna have to stand in the immigration queue for ages, because I don't know what it is, but the queue in Amsterdam airport is bonkers, absolutely bonkers. But that's fine, it'll be my first trip with my new passport, so that's going to be fun. I have had it confirmed that I'll be heading out to Germany as well, in between time off, which is fun and busy in November. Loving that for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have been doing some reading. I've been listening to Gideon. I was listening to Gideon to and from Merry Hill because me and my mate went in separate cars so she could go home afterwards. I've got an hour and a half left, and I have to say I'm still so confused. There is something going on. We've had the backstory about Harrow, and it kind of makes sense, but I'm also like, what the heck is going on? And I have decided that I will be taking Legacy of Light with me tomorrow. I'm going to try and sit downstairs and read this. I am over 100 pages, which I think I've already said, but I have really been slacking on the reading this week, which is bad and wrong, really, when I think about it. There's part of me that's like, just leave this here, and I will just take my Kindle, which is currently charging. I have found that I can download The Grace of Kings for 99p, but the next book is $5.99. And does anyone else have like this really strong aversion to spending more than a couple of pounds on Kindle books? Like, I would much prefer to spend whatever it is on a paperback and have a physical. I am a physical book person though. I am kind of regretting cancelling my Kindle Unlimited, but in the grand scheme of things, I didn't use my Kindle Unlimited all that much. It's not like I'm reading on my Kindle all day every day. It's not my chosen way to read. I am reading physically because I'm trying to, you know, reduce the amount of books I have on this TBR, let alone what's on my Kindle. But I'm going to take my Kindle, and maybe we'll buy Grace of Kings. We'll see what happens. But we're taking this as well, because this needs to be read. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. But that is it. I'm going to stop talking. You can probably hear my computer taking off because it's rendering. Hopefully not when I put, like, the voice isolation on. You can't hear it as much. But it's been a good first week of September. Next week is going to be interesting. And then the week after, it's my birthday. And I've got fun plans. So, yeah, we just need to get through this week. And then the following week is going to be fun. You know? Like, that's just how it is. But thank you for watching this vlog. That is everything. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below of how your first week's gone. Just let me know. Have you had a good week? I want to know. If you want to leave me any emojis, leave me any... I don't even know. Leave me any yellow emojis for Legacy of Light. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. Otherwise, I hope you're having an amazing day. And I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye!